The day of this week's State of the Union speech, the #1 story at the Washington Post website had nothing to do with politics. Instead, it concerned this multi-sided object spied in the Milky Way, given the name Oumuamua, which is Hawaiian for scout, and this theory about what it might represent. Harvard's top astronomer says an alien ship may be among us, and he doesn't care what his colleagues think. Joining me now is Avi Loeb, professor of science and the chair of astronomy at Harvard University. So, Dr. Loeb, isn't it amazing? The whole nation focused on the State of the Union and politics and so forth, but this is what we were really interested in. Why?
Well, the state of the universe is much more exciting, and people are looking for uplifting news from the sky.
Is it necessarily uplifting if we're not alone?
Well, any information about our place in the universe is important for us in order to get a better understanding of our place in the universe. It's clear that space is the ultimate frontier, that we will need to move out there at some point. Currently, all our eggs are in one basket here on Earth, but in order to avoid the risk of a catastrophe, we'll have to move into space at some point. And it's quite likely that other civilizations have done that already.
I read the actual scientific paper that you co-authored, and parts of it, admittedly, are very hard for me to understand. You are not saying that there's definitely alien life among us. What are you saying?
We are saying that this is the very first interstellar object, an object that came from outside the solar system that we have seen near the Earth. And it looks nothing like the asteroids or comets that we have seen before in the solar system. It has an extreme shape. It deviated from an orbit that is shaped just by the sun's gravity. And it looks shiny and quite unusual. So we say perhaps it was manufactured by some alien civilization. Perhaps it is a spaceship or a probe. We have to put that possibility on the table. Unfortunately, this special guest that we had for dinner already left our house, and it's out there in the dark street, so we can't really see it anymore. But we can look for other guests that came from that foreign country and perhaps study them much better in the future.
From your scientific paper, considering an artificial origin, one possibility is that Oumuamua is a light sail floating in interstellar space as debris from an advanced technological equipment. What's a light sail?
A light sail is simply a sail, just like the sail we find on a sailboat, but it's being pushed by light rather than by the wind. When light bounces off an object, it gives it a push. And we are currently developing this technology for exploration of space. In principle, you don't carry the fuel with you, and so you can reach very high speeds with that kind of a technology. And it's quite possible that a mature civilization that had many more years to develop technology uses that technology. We ourselves sent out Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 from outside the solar system. They will not be functional after a while, but they would still constitute space debris. And it's quite possible that there are lots of objects out there, technological relics from other civilizations, some of which are dead by now. And by the way, finding evidence for dead civilizations is as interesting. I call it space archaeology because it can teach us a lesson to get our act together and behave better so that we don't have the same fate.
You also said this. We'll put this on the screen. Alternatively, a more exotic scenario is that Oumuamua may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth vicinity by an alien civilization. Speak to that.
That's a possibility, that probes are being sent to stellar systems to spy on what is going on in their inner regions where life may exist. And it's quite possible that we are looked at, that someone knows about our existence. This is a possibility. We need to explore that possibility, to have it on the table. And all I'm saying is that we have now the technology to figure out whether we are the smartest kid on the block. That will be the most interesting question. Maybe we can learn from them if we are not. But so far, we have been just focusing down here on Earth on disputes among nations. We should consider the possibility that we are not alone and learn from other civilizations if they are out there.
I set my radio audience afire when I asked this question. You don't have to answer it. Do we want them to be religious? Think about that. Dr. Loeb, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I want to remind everybody to answer the survey question at Smerconish. You like that, huh? Answer the survey question at Smerconish.com. Do you agree with Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb that it's arrogant to assume we are alone in the universe? Time to see how you responded to the survey question at Smerconish.com. Do you agree with Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb that it's arrogant to assume we are alone in the universe? Wow, 10,679 votes cast. I'm wowing at the margin. 91% say yes. Only 9% say no. What else came in? Smerconish, if there is life in outer space, will real Donald Trump build a wall around Earth and will the aliens pay for it? I like the question. I like my question better. Do you want them to be religious? That's good barroom fodder. Hit me with another one. Where was at Smerconish on rush to judgment for Kavanaugh? Love the double standard at CNN. Hey, Vinny, take it up with somebody else. I didn't rush to judgment on Kavanaugh. I'm the guy who was criticized for saying I found both of them to be credible. I parsed everything said by Dr. Blasey Ford and everything said by Kavanaugh. I applied the same litmus test to that case as I'm saying we should apply to all of these. So you're peeing me off here because that's just not the way I reported on it. I'll see you next week.